We've got massive breaking business news today. The PGA Tour and its major rival LIV Golf just announced a merger today. And a key thing, even if you don't care about golf, this is a major deal that you need to know about. Because not only did these two have an all-out civil war in the industry, it's brought up serious questions about sports and human rights. Right, so let's get into specifics without getting caught up in the weeds. The PGA Tour organizes the top golfers into paid tournaments, usually across the United States. And LIV Golf is a golf league, but they're backed by the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, or the PIF, which notably is controlled by the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Saud. And those two organizations have been at each other's throats for months. LIV, with their deep Saudi-backed pockets, have been luring players away from the PGA Tour with hefty paychecks. And with that, you have the PGA banning players who left to join LIV Golf, also kind of seeming to orchestrate a shame campaign against them. All of this leading to lawsuits with the organization suing and countersuing, each accusing the other of anti-competitive practices. But now, very key thing with this merger, they've agreed to drop all of the litigation. But again, the real controversy here goes back to LIV Golf's Saudi backing. Because in the past, and I'm talking recent past, human rights advocates and the PGA Tour themselves claimed that the Saudis were just trying to improve their international reputation by throwing wads of cash at popular sports, something many call sportswashing. With just a year ago, the PGA commissioner calling the LIV Golf organization, quote, a foreign monarchy that is spending billions of dollars in an attempt to buy the game of golf. Additionally, the big names in golf that were signing on with LIV were questioned about the moral implications of their choice to support a league backed by a country with such a terrible human rights track record. And seemingly, the moral questions of what's right and wrong led to golf giants like Tiger Woods reportedly turning down LIV contracts worth between $700 and $800 million. I mean, at one point, you even had the commissioner of the PGA Tour on fucking TV talking about 9/11 families speaking out,
expressing their outrage towards the golfers for participating in the new league and accusing them of sports washing and betraying the United States, end quote.
And saying,
as it relates to the families of 9/11, I have two families that are close to me that lost loved ones. And so my heart goes out to them. And I would ask, any player that has left or any player that would ever consider leaving, have you ever had to apologize for being a member of the PGA Tour?
But now, where's all that talk with the PGA Tour seemingly forgetting about this morality argument and taking the money? Because as far as where we are now, the PGA Tour, its European League, DP World Tour, and LIV Golf will reportedly be joined into one entity. And notably, it will be chaired by the Saudi governor of the PIF, with the PGA commissioner as the CEO. And the PGA Tour is saying that LIV players will be welcome back following the 2023 season. Which obviously, hey, we don't know all the details of this deal, but at the very least, one, it seems like the people at the head of the PGA Tour are a bunch of fucking hypocrites. It's amazing how all those moral concerns just evaporated because in your hands, all of a sudden there's a big wad of cash. But also, two, I have to wonder what many of these golfers actually feel right now. And I mean that both for the golfers that went for that big paycheck over at LIV, who were publicly shamed by fans, by the tour, and now they get to just come back, as well as players that said, no, I'm not going to take life-changing amounts of money because I have certain morals. And what was your reward? The fucking bigwigs scooped in and got your checks. Yeah, fuck the PGA Tour. You stand for nothing, motherfucking pussies. You act like you stand for something, but then when Mohammed bin Saud opens up his wallet, you have no issue going into business with the people that killed Jamal Khashoggi. You have no issue going into business with people that helped perpetrate 9/11. Go fuck yourselves forever. But hey, that's the story, my takeaway, and I'll pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts in general, but also especially if you are someone who is a fan of golf?